I guess you'll have to do.
What's up, everybody? This is that Brown Bat back once again for another episode of River City Ransom. Let's build. Okay, so we got to do the inside of this, and I think. All right, this is what I did, and I didn't do it on purpose. I actually forgot. I thought I hit record and I didn't, so I had to rip a bunch of stuff apart. And it's a good thing because I was going to redo it anyway. So the only thing that's different now that you did not see before is I went through here and put all the barrier blocks in place. You know, I didn't need to put one here. I mean, you can if you want, but if you remember how much of a space hog they are, wherever you can avoid not putting one, don't put one there. Alright, so I have pretty much this whole area blocked off. Now, you know what's good? Would be good. If you don't have to go up, if you're just going in a straight line, you only have to use one barrier block. But since we go in here, actually, yeah, I kind of sort of have to use multiple ones. Otherwise, if I extend it over here, then we're dealing with being able to jump out into the water, blah, blah, blah. So I have all of this blocked off, and I put the roof on. Now, and you can do this however you want, just trial and error, I guess. Trial and error, is that? Whatever looks good. I mean, look at it. All this stuff is overlapping. Just make sure you can't get out. So, this one right here, that's the top. Now I just messed it up, but I wanted to show you. So, how far up or do you want your character to be able to climb? Well, I don't want him to get inside here, so I brought it all the way down. But pretty much, you know, every street is blocked off. I know I did this in last episode of the episode, however you're watching this, or you're watching the full episodes, or you're watching the segments. But I do want you to know that if we ever have space and time to go over here, then I'm going to have to restructure the barrier block, primarily just either shrinking this one or taking it out totally, so you can go this way. But until then, we're leaving that alone, and let me put this one back on top. And the reason we wanted to do this now is so we can make sure we have, or see where, make sure we know what our space is. How much space do we got? Alright, I'm going to have to turn this off, because what we're going to do, I think we have enough space to build an interior of the warehouse. If not, then we'll junk it and redo it. But if you look, I think we have enough. This is Toy Box 2, and bear with me just a second here. We count to see how many more levels we have. About 17 more levels. Okay, so I'm thinking 1, 2, 3. I know you can't see what I'm doing. I'm counting that long map. Let's say I get 5 stages, not levels, 5 blocks or scenes, whatever. 5 per toy box. I have 17 more. That's 3. So that would give us 5 total toy boxes. So I definitely do have enough spaces. I just didn't want to run out of toy boxes. Like I said, we have 10 max. And I do have a tendency to get carried away. I mean, all these trees definitely, in the long run, pretty much take its toll. And the bigger you make your toy box, you know, you have to accommodate for that being a factor in space. Different variants of toys takes a factor in the space. Logic takes a factor in the space. enemies take a factor in the space, and definitely you've seen barrier blocks take a big factor in this space. Alright, so let's see if I can get down here. I'm thinking maybe I probably should have picked a flying character too. I guess that's what these are for, huh? The car is up yonder. I mean, I could put another vehicle down here, but you know what would happen if I put a vehicle down here? I would spawn up there and blah, blah, blah happens. And you know what? Let's calculate blah, blah, blah right now. And blah, blah, blah didn't work. And why did this get turned back on? Didn't I turn this off? There, that was weird. Okay, blah, blah. All right, so here is another thing I did, and this is basically the same thing that we've done before. I put the checkpoint there, and right here, the only additional thing that I did is I made it so when you enter it by any, it sets the checkpoint, and when you exit it, it sets the checkpoint. So the idea is, all right, we are going to spawn here when we come out. All right, and wait a minute, that's probably not a good idea. We're not going to spawn there. This blah blah blah. Strike that, reverse it. We're going to spawn here. There's going to be another one of these over here, and that's going to be connected to a door. So when we come from the oh my goodness, this is an if I do the inside of the warehouse in a different toy box, when we exit it from the one door, it's going to take us, the idea is it's going to drop us here. All right, this is why I did exit and enter for the checkpoint. When you come into an area from another toy box into a trigger area, it doesn't necessarily count you as being entering in it. It just spawns you there. So when you exit it, that's a definite thing that's going to happen. I hope that makes it clear. That's the third try that I've done with explaining that. I hope the third time's the charm. So if I spawn in from another toy box here, regardless of where it is, you have to use a locator, which I will put there eventually if we're going to go that route. Alright, I spawn in here, it's not going to set the checkpoint. More than likely it will not unless I activate the wand. But the wand's going to be inactive when we're done. So once I go out here, boom, exiting it will set the checkpoint. Got it? Good. Okay, so this locator right here is connected to a dynamic trigger. Alright, you've seen me use those before, and we're going to use them again. So we're going to set the logic to this to go to the interior, providing the interior is going to be in this particular toy box, okay? If not, then we'll scrap this and attach this to a door. Because eventually we're going to end up attaching things to doors anyway. So I hope that makes sense. If you're confused, just stick with us, and just stick with us long enough, and you'll see what's going on eventually. All right, so I'm lining this up. I'm going to bring this up. I want to make sure it's out of the range of casting the shadow, because that's probably good. All right, and that's our dummy piece, so we can't go any further. And I'm going to see if I can build the warehouse interior in just this space, just this amount of space. So we'll bring this down. I just want that for reference. Simple toys. And I'm going to make the floor first. And I'm going to use, I think, their version of asphalt instead of concrete. And for the walls, we're going to use aqua stucco, at least for now. You can do anything that you see fit. You can do some warehouses have floor grates that would pretty much, in parts further floors, but I wouldn't use carbon fiber. That looks so weird. I can't figure out where to use that for anything to make it look good. But I'm looking for asphalt right here. Okay. And I'm going to do a lot of forming, not necessarily keeping the pieces in there. But we might. See, we're going to need a wall. The big thing is, to me, is getting the doors to look proper. Okay, so the doors are going to be 2 blocks tall. That are also going to have, alright, so we need path creators. Let's put it this way. I'm not going to connect everything to one path creator like I did with the other ones, because I think in this instance it's going to get annoying if we use the same path creator for everything. So what I'm going to do, first of all, I'm going to connect that to this. Take it down that much. Move it back 1. And I'm going to set that for, I think, reverse one way and stop. Alright, and I knew that was going to happen. I just knew it. I should have got out of spark mode. I don't think that ever happens when you are in regular mode. Alright, so guess what? I am in the trigger area, or the barrier block. Yeah, I was inside the barrier block. That's what I was trying to say. Alright. Let's put down a once I find it, I'll remember what it's called. Checkpoint. Thank you very much. Alright. And hidden. We'll just set this thing. Boing. There. Now, let me find the crate. And also going to need square block. And what this is going to do is go half between this and this. Whoops. I think I figured out why it does that. It still remembers the tall block is being out here because that's where I originally put it before I connected it to the path. So I think that's why you still get the red error. But if I save it and start, restart the level, that will be done. So I want to go down 1, 2, and then I'm going to reverse one way and stop. Nope, I wanted to go one way and stop in this instance. Alright, of course, yes, I know there's Z fighting.